Hi, I'm your friend Danny, and today I'm gonna be talking about movies in the movie theater. Okay, so for a good while, I was kind of in this slump, and then I got out of the slump, and I was really consistent, and I had like habits and structure, and it made me feel really good. And then I kind of lost all of that, and then I went back into this slump. What happens when I'm in like a weird slump where like nothing just feels like there's a point to it, like, oh, what's the point? And like getting up and like doing a routine, like it doesn't do anything for me, even though it does, like it does good stuff for like my brain chemicals, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's not changing my soul, like it's not making me feel closer to the world or like connected to anything. It's just like keeping my brain happy. I guess, I don't know if that makes sense. What happens when I get into a slump like that is my comfort zone goes from like being an outward, like worldly person and feeling like I could be spontaneous and feeling like, you know, I could do things and not feel like self-aware or out of place. It literally, my comfort zone becomes like this tiny little box, and there's very few things that fit inside of this box that like meet the requirements for me to like feel comfortable and safe and like willing, or just like, you know what I'm saying? And this kind of box comfort zone is A, really claustrophobic, and B, kind of hard to get out of, you know? So in like the middle of the summer, I really wanted to go see like the Barbie movie. This was July like 20 something, and you know, I live in a different city than my friends and my family and stuff, and I was like, should I just go see it alone? Should I just go to like the big movie theater and go at like 9 in the morning in the big like Dolby cinema with the recliners and just watch this movie? Should I just do that? And I did it. Afterwards, like I was like, I don't know, I felt like I had awakened to something. I was like, oh my god, why isn't this just a normal thing that people do? Just go to the movie theaters whenever they feel like this. For as long as I can remember, like the movie was always a spectacle, and it was maybe like a 4 times a year thing. There's like one movie a year that me and my friend would want to see and we would go, or there's like one movie where like the family's like, oh, we should go to the movie theater, we should do something. But never had I ever thought about just doing it like every week. After I watched the Barbie movie in the theater and I realized how much better it is to watch a movie alone in the theater, like how much you feel like connected to the movie and how much more you like understand things, or just, I don't know, like it's your brain doesn't feel the pressure of needing to be like social or aware of another person next to you. Like your brain has no sense of that. It's just like you and literature on a screen. I don't even know how to explain it, but after that, I actually like felt like there was a point in scheduling once a week going to see a movie in the theater. And it's not always like once a week, sometimes it's once every 2 weeks. If I'm doing like a busy time, then it's like once every 3 weeks. Like I've had some 3-week gaps, but typically it's once a week or once every 2 weeks. And I genuinely feel like things have gotten better because I've done that. And these create like good memories, and every time I see these movies, like I think about how I felt after the movie, the thoughts that I had about the movie, the thoughts that I had about life and myself. Because if you go and see like a meaningful movie in the theater, your like brain dynamic will change. I saw Poor Things in the theater today. It's actually really funny because that movie is rated R for a reason, okay? That's all I gotta say. I was in the bathroom and this like older lady comes in. She's like, what is wrong with movies? What is wrong with this generation? That was disgusting, and it was so long. And she's like talking to her friend. The only thing that I'm thinking is like, I kind of didn't want the movie to end, you know? And I like get that sense of like almost like a loss, like I just watched that movie for the first time and I won't be able to do that again, you know? like, not that every movie is perfect, but like in some way or another it is kind of perfect, and I feel like it does add like some sort of value for your thoughts. Hold on, let me collect myself. One thing that I was talking to my mom about too is that people, I don't know, we're also like driven by social interaction and like relationships and friendships and like being intertwined in a social community, and I know that that's like a really important human thing, but I do want to note that I feel like there's something so amazing about projects and like creating something and finalizing it and like perfecting it so that it can be understood to somewhat the same degree by multitudes of people, even if it's not multitudes of people, even if it's just like a small group of people. Like a video that gets like 100 views, like a music video, like that's really cool, because like you did that project and you completed it and it's like being sent out. Like the art of creating in itself, I don't know, it's like a divine thing. It's like something that's like, it feels like you shouldn't be doing as a human. Like, oh my god, I shouldn't be doing this. It just feels really energizing, and it feels like I'm doing something really powerful. So to go and be able to experience movies, which is probably one of the easiest things that most people can do, like regarding art, is like watch a movie. Movie theaters, it's not considered a third place because it's not free, but I have like AMC A-list that I could just like save money and stuff. If you like want like a hobby that's like medium expensive, it's like really cool to do, and I feel like that's worth it for me to like be able to get out of the house and like go and immerse myself into like another realm of like mindsets and imaginations, you know. For a really long time I didn't watch like any movies or TV shows because I don't know, I just was on like TikTok or like YouTube. I'd be like, oh, I could put on like a 2-hour video essay and do that, and that's cool too, obviously, but for different reasons. Like it's not meant to have, typically it's not meant to have like an artistic edge to it, and I think that like I said, like creativity and creating in general, I do think that that's like a soul kind of thing. Like it almost makes me believe in the soul, because it's just so, I don't know, it just feels so unnatural, but like in the most beautiful, like wonderful, divine way. Like I feel like connected to something, and it just kind of sometimes feels like you can step into like other people's lives, and like I don't know, there's just something about it. The movie theater in general, I think, is really cool if you need a hobby that gets you out of the house. I'm gonna go like spend your money on like a better experience than like sitting on your couch watching a movie on your phone. Like there's some, it's like a spaceship, and I love the movie theater so much. It's like my favorite place. You have to go at weird times, and you have to go on weekdays to get, you know what I mean? You have to go at really weird times though to try and avoid people, because Five Nights at Freddy's I had to sit directly next to somebody, and then Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes I had to sit directly next to somebody. I was in the Dolby Cinema. The Dolby Cinema is like the reclining seats that are like love seats. I had to sit next to somebody that I didn't know, kick back in our little double recliner watching Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah. And even though I felt like self-conscious and weird at first, like the movie just takes you somewhere else, and I hope that it took them somewhere else too, because that's what I'm talking about. The reason why movie theaters are important, just for like people that are kind of like alone in an urban landscape like I am, go to the movie theater. I guess that's my little catch up, just a thought that I've been thinking about. I think that going to the movie theaters alone should be normalized. You shouldn't be like looked at as like being like weird or awkward. It's so much better, in my opinion, than going with somebody else to the movie theater. There's something more powerful about it. But yeah, go look at your local showings. And if you watch Poor Things, don't go with like, I don't know, do whatever you want. But if you watch it at home, don't watch it with your window open. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Peace out.